I'm Grace Torie, and you're listening to That Girl the Podcast. Grab a beverage of choice and settle in, because the new episode is starting now. Hey guys, what is up? It's your girl, Grace Torie, and I am back with a whole new podcast episode. I don't know why my voice all of a sudden sounds like it's gone. Like, she's been here for a while, so I don't know why she's suddenly just, not here. Okay, we need to chat. In other news, obviously, I didn't upload for the past week. If you saw on Instagram, I kind of talked about it, which is why you should follow me on Instagram for updates like this. But essentially, I had the flu and I was dying. I thought that I would not make it through. I genuinely was like, well, yeah, this is what's gonna finally take me down. And then when I got over that, I don't know why. I'm going to talk about this because I feel like it's really important to be open and I'm learning to be more open about it. But whenever I get sick, my mental health goes south. We are starting hot and heavy with this episode. We're literally a minute and 20 seconds in and we're talking about this. Yeah, you guys know that I have some mental health issues, some things going on. But when I get sick, I swear, it just there is not an ounce of serotonin in my body. It completely plummets. There's nothing there, and I just feel awful. So I was essentially just having breakdown after breakdown after breakdown, so many tears, even though I was kind of over the flu, I guess. I was still tired. I'm still tired from the flu. I still haven't caught up on sleep, but I didn't really have any other symptoms. It was just my mental health was not okay, and I literally sat down to film an episode, and then Josh and I had a conversation about something really quick, and then I went to film because I was like, I'm gonna do it, and then Josh and I started talking, and it kind of shifted my focus a little bit from this determined vibe, and then I went to film and I just broke down crying, and I was like, I can't do it. So the reason I'm talking about this is because I have always been really embarrassed to talk about things like this. I know that mental health is just as important as physical health. I know that. However, I get really nervous to talk about it because I don't know if everyone else knows that, if it makes sense. And I don't want people to think that I'm less than or judge me or things like that. So I get really, really, I don't know if insecure is the word, but I just get really, I don't know what the word is for it. I don't know, but I get in my head and I just don't talk about it. So I'm trying to be more open about that, and that is kind of why I missed 2 episodes and took a week off. I just was not okay. I don't even want to say that I wasn't feeling it. I just was 100% not okay. And I honestly am not 100% back yet. I'm still feeling pretty stressed, feeling pretty breakdowny, but a good old mentee bee every once in a while is a little bit more normal. So I'm hoping that I'm slowly getting back and I'm at the point where I can talk about it. So that is where I've been. I just want you guys to also encourage you to be open if you feel like something is wrong and you need to take a break, to advocate for yourself, because it can be hard, it can be really scary, but hopefully by me being more open and talking about the hard things, you also feel inspired to do that. So yeah, outside of that, I am leaving for Vegas on Thursday. I know I was in Miami for my best friend's bachelorette trip, and now she's getting married. So she's getting married in Vegas, which means I'm leaving Thursday to do that. Was really stressed because our landlord came to do a walkthrough of our house, and it's not like we have anything to hide or anything like that. I just have raging anxiety. So I got really, really stressed and cleaned the absolute heck out of the house, more than I honestly needed to, because I was so freaked out, and I just don't like people in my space unless I give them permission. I don't like the idea of someone saying, okay, I'm coming into your space, I'll be here, even though he technically owns the house. I understand, we rent, but I don't know, it still bothers me because I don't know this middle-aged man coming into my house, and that's on anxiety. So we did that today. We went up to Louisville for something Eastery going on at my sister's house. She had a little Easter egg hunt. So we went up there and saw my family, and now we are back home. I'm not gonna lie, I'm so tired. I know that I mentioned it earlier, but I didn't really catch up from sleep from the flu because even though I slept like the entire time, my body was like healing. So I don't know, I kind of picture it like that sleep was not actually helping me catch up on sleep because that sleep was working so hard to get my body back to where it needed to be. So I still feel like I'm lacking sleep. RIP. We also did go on Friday to see the Kid Leroy in concert, and then Jeremy Zucker opened up for him. So that was really, really fun. I got those tickets for Josh for Christmas, and we were able to go do that. And it was really fun. Like I mentioned, we're both really tired right now. He had the flu as well, so we're both trying to catch up on sleep. So the timing was not great, but I think that we still had a whole lot of fun despite being super tired. We just kind of got Red Bulls and went for it. So that was nice. A chill time, a good time. He is an awesome performer. Both of them are great performers, but the Kid Leroy is just like, he has so much energy. I don't understand how he has that much, and I wish that I had just like 1 ounce like of the energy this man has. But it was really cool to see him, and he's just like a good dude. Like you can tell when he's talking, he just has a good head on his shoulders, which sounds really stupid, but just the stuff he was saying, I don't know, it was really like inspiring, I guess. So cool, good time, good vibes. But yeah, do you hear my dog? She is just going ham back there. But what else is going on? I'm trying to get to a point where I can go see my horse more. I'm just really motivated to grow the podcast. Like that sounds really stupid. You guys are like, what does that have to do with the horse? But I don't know. I just like had a newfound like fire lit under me, and I've kind of been really upset because all I wanted to do is grow the podcast, but I've known that I'm not like strong enough mentally or physically to be in a place where I could do that. So I was trying to get it all together so that I can come back and just be stronger than ever, and I'm really hoping that I am now. So I've been so motivated, which side note, if you want to share this podcast with your friends and anyone you know, it would mean the world to me. Like, I'm about to cry, genuinely. I don't know why I've been so emotional lately. I love the podcast so much, and it broke my absolute heart to not be able to upload, and I just felt like I was letting you guys down, but ultimately, I felt like I would be letting you down more if I uploaded and continued to push through when I knew I wasn't okay and was just continually getting worse, rather than just taking a couple days to get better mentally, you know? So it was really, really hard, and it's still hard for me because, like I said, like any day that I don't post is a day that I'm away from you guys, and it's also just, I don't know, it's a day that I'm like missing out on like growing and reaching more people and helping more people and relating to more people. And all I want to do is do that, but you can't pour from an empty cup, which is so hard for me because I just want to give until I can't anymore, but you can't do that. So, yeah, that is where I'm at. So I'm just like, it's getting warm out, like hot girl summer is coming, like we are gonna grow. My birthday's coming up. I'll be 24 on April 21st, so I'm really, really, really excited about that. Like, I just know 24 is going to be a good year. I'm so excited. I have been getting back on my spiritual grind. I don't know. By the way, I had a whole podcast planned out, but I'm literally just telling you guys everything I've been up to. So I hope that's okay with you. Maybe I'll still get to the podcast. Maybe I won't. It's going to depend on where I'm at when I'm done filming and what time it is. But this might just be a catch-up pod because I missed you. But anyway, I've been getting back on my spiritual grind, like manifesting, lucky girl syndrome, just being more intuitive because intuition has kind of been hard for me. I feel like I've been very blocked off from like my intuition and unaligned from what I'm meant to be doing. So I was really excited, and this sounds really stupid, but whenever I don't know what to do, I just ask my guardian angels to give me a sign of what to do. So what I did was, and I swear this works every time, if you don't know what you should do about something, do this. Life hack. So I picked 2 things that I don't see often, like in everyday life. So I basically said, okay, Lord, like, guardian angels, whatever you believe in. I usually say guardian angels and God and all that's good. If you want me to keep doing the podcast, like if this is what I'm meant to be doing, show me a yellow balloon. If I should just like chill, back it up, calm down, maybe not be as gung-ho on the podcast, show me a green feather boa, which sounds really specific, but it just came to me, and I like to go off what comes to me in the moment. And usually I see a sign, like whatever I'm meant to see when I do this, within like a day, and I didn't see anything for 3 days. So I was like, okay, maybe I'm just really unaligned with my intuition. Like, oh my gosh. And I was getting so upset. But today I saw a yellow balloon, which means that the podcast is what I'm meant to be doing at this point in time. So I was really, really excited about that because I've just been feeling so defeated lately. Like, I put my whole heart and soul into everything that I do, and sometimes it can be hard. Like, when my mental health is bad to the point that I can't record, sometimes I question, like, is this happening because I'm being blocked from this on purpose? Like, am I just not supposed to be doing this? Or what is going on? Another thing that I've noticed, tell me if you guys have noticed this as well, but people have been so mean. Like, so mean. Like, I'm like, people when I'm driving, people when I'm at the store, anything that I do, I've just noticed people have been so, so mean. Like, anytime I come in contact with a stranger. And it makes me question, like, am I doing something wrong, or is literally everyone on the planet just on one right now? So I've been really on edge because my mental health has been bad. So any little thing has been like my 13th reason. Like, anytime something happens, it's just pushed me over the edge, and I've been like, well, that's it. Like, that's it for me. And so with people being really mean, just like whether, like I mentioned, it's in traffic, like people just going out of their way to say mean things at the store, like literally anything. I've just been like, what? That, like, why? Kind of questioning, like, one, how can people be so cruel? Two, what has this been put on my path to teach me? Like, why has this happened? Even if it's something small, um, what was the point, basically? So I've just felt really defeated from that because, like, usually look at life through as much of an optimistic lens as I can, and I try to think that kindness is around every corner and everything that happens in my life is very good and people are always nice to me. Like, these are just little affirmations that I have because I am very sensitive. Shout out to my Cancer moon. So usually people are, for the most part, like, genuinely nice to me, or people just don't bother me. Like, I feel like it's not every day that people just go out of their way to be mean. So I obviously noticed when people were not being so nice. And it's just really hurt me more than usual, and I've really been, like, stuck on it. Like, I can't seem to get over it. So I don't really know where I'm going with this. If you guys have noticed the same thing, like, just everyone's cranky on the planet right now, I kind of want to know, because maybe it's just me, maybe it's literally everyone, but I don't really particularly enjoy it. And I have the philosophy to continually kill people with kindness, no matter what. Literally, no matter what, no matter how mean they are to you, just continue to kill them with kindness, and, like, don't have them in your life. Like, if someone is being very toxic and rude and negative towards you and you can cut them out, do it. But if it's a situation you can't get out of, like, say you're having a conversation, they just come up and start attacking you, which has happened to me this week over things I can't control, then just take it, but be kind, and then move on. But even then, it's been hard. My fuse has just been way shorter. So I don't know. I'm just, like, in a season of waiting, and I'm trying to love the wait and enjoy the wait, but it's not always the most fun thing in the world. So I think that I'm really, 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 things that I'm going to do to try and be better and just improve my overall mental health / optimism / all the things is, one, set a routine. So I'm going to start laying my clothes out the night before, having actual meditations before I go to bed, and having, like, a night routine, a morning routine, making sure I eat and incorporating that into my routine. And honestly, as much as I'm excited about Vegas. I'm also excited to be home and then not be traveling because it's really hard on your body to travel when your body's not great to begin with. And like I mentioned, I've been going to the doctor for like autoimmune and stuff. So I literally am still bloated from when I went to Miami, and I didn't realize it, but when you fly, it bloats your body, so that may be why. It also could be from the flu, but I'm getting on a tangent. Anyway, as excited I am for Vegas, and I know that it's going to be a really fun time. I'm just really excited to be home where I can have a routine and I can start going to the gym and doing things like that again, because even though I'm going right now or trying to, it's hard because I know my routine is just going to get messed up. Like if I really focus hard on a diet and then I go to Vegas, it's going to be really hard to keep that diet up even though it's only for 4 days, and I don't want to like mess up my body by trying to like incorporate things and take them out and then incorporate them in again. So I'm really just trying to like kind of hold off on things like diet changes and such until I get back. Like you guys know that I was doing no dairy, no sugar, no gluten, and that was going really, really well, but I lost it when I went to Miami because it was just way too hard to maintain. So once I get back, I won't be traveling for a while, so I'll be able to kind of get better at it and establish a routine. I'm also just going to be more selfish in a sense that I'm gonna stop saying no if one, people are like using me. Like, there's a lot of people in my life currently who don't really they don't really want the best for me, and if I were to ask them for help, they will not, like, they tell me no and not give it to me. However, they constantly expect me to give them everything I have and drop things and spend things and do things for them that I am like breaking my back to do. And so I'm just going to be way more mindful of that and be learn to say no more. Like, I just need to purge that negativity out and start being way more mindful. I really think that being more spiritual is going to help. I'm really going to start practicing lucky girl syndrome again. I know I was practicing it, but life just got busy and I kind of went through, I don't know, like my mindset just has been through a lot lately and I don't even know how to explain it. It's just like shifted so many times, and part of it is just not having energy, that my brain is like in survival mode. Part of it is that I've been sick. Part of it is that I went through like my depressive episode with being sick. Like, there's so many reasons. But regardless, I think that it's time to really be more mindful of like affirmations and like trusting myself, being intuitive, meditating, taking time for me, being a little bit more selfish in a positive way, and just really getting shit going. Like, I feel like I have been putting off my own things to help everybody else with their thing, and it's not fair. Like, it's not fair. And I'm not even saying that like, oh, my life isn't fair. Like, I have literally pushed off some of my things to make everybody else happy for years, and I can't continue to not live my life because I want to make sure everybody else is as comfortable as possible living theirs. And that's not to say that I won't still be kind and helpful and loving and all that good stuff, but I just need to be more mindful. Like, I need to let some people do things on their own. I need to learn to do things on my own, focus on myself more. And I really want to build a strong friend group this summer and just find my girl gang because I haven't found them yet. I mean, obviously, like, cycles change, and you guys know that I found, like, friends in college, and I still have some really good friends, but like I mentioned, they all moved away. So I just want to find that connection again and get my motivation back. I just feel like there was a light in my eyes that I lost, and then I got it back, and then I lost it again. And you can kind of tell when someone doesn't have that spark that they had, and I feel like I've genuinely lost it, and that is so heartbreaking, and I just want to find it again and find what sets my soul on fire. And I hope that you guys want that same thing for yourselves, and we can all be brave enough to do it. So this podcast is literally, like, you guys know that this podcast is just a reflection of what I am working on to better myself and things that I think you guys can find helpful. So I think this episode is really more about being relatable and open and vulnerable with you guys about where I'm at, and if you're in a similar space, don't be ashamed. Don't feel alone. Don't feel like someone doesn't understand, because hi, my name's Grace and I get it. And I understand how frustrating it is. I understand how much it hurts sometimes, and how stressful it is, and how you feel backed into a corner. Like, I genuinely feel backed into a corner. There's a way out of like this feeling of like, I don't want to say hopelessness, but it just feels, I feel like no matter what I do, I'm always going to be like stuck on this path, and then it's not going to get better. And that's kind of where I felt lately, but I know that's not the truth. And so I'm going to tell you that that's not true, and we can radically change our lives for the better whenever we want. I don't know. I think part of this is me being emotional, but I literally just cried the other night, and Josh was like, hey, what's wrong? Like, why are you crying? We were literally just eating. And I was like, I'm just not happy. Like, I know I sound dramatic, but I am just not very happy in my stage of life. And some of it is like my own thoughts, like how I'm looking at the world and perceiving the world, and the way that I'm registering things is me being in a bad mood and not choosing to be happy. But I think that a part of it is also changes I can make for the better for myself. So that is what we're going to be working on now. Like, it is time. So I know this episode is a little bit shorter. I didn't get to the topic I was planning to, but that's okay because we can talk about it on Wednesday. I really hope this resonated with you. If you ever need someone to talk to, follow me on Instagram, DM me on there. I'm happy to talk. I'm at thatgirlthepod. That's also me on TikTok. I am consciously trying to make an effort to get my mental health where it's at, and I feel like once I'm there, the podcast is just gonna grow so quickly, because I know that, like, I don't know, I just know. So if you guys are also in a place where you're trying to improve yourself, whether that's your mental health, physical health, a career, anything, don't be shy. Come on and join us over here in this community. We strive to reach all of our goals and better ourselves regardless of what those goals are. We are supportive of each other. If you want to run a marathon, girl, I will never run one, but I will support you and try and help you get there. So that is just one example of a goal that you can be working towards. So I love you. I think that's pretty much it. I upload every single Wednesday and Sunday. I look forward to talking with you soon, and let's kill it this week. So if you're watching on Sunday night, I hope you have a great night. If you're watching on any other day, I hope you have a great morning, afternoon, or night. And I will talk to you in my next episode. Bye, guys.